Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa, and there was a very interesting video that IGN put out from the Overwatch League. Now what they did is their reporters went around and they asked questions to the pros. One of the questions they asked was this: if you could remove a hero from the game in the development phase, or just at any point basically, who would that be? And unanimously they all said Mercy. Now, let's just think about this for a second, but then let's also think about the comments Jeff made when he said Hero 27 is a meta-changing hero. What could this mean? Right, let's talk about Mercy. So, I know Mercy is a massively hot topic basically all of the time. So the main reason why pros won't necessarily like Mercy is because Mercy, in their eyes, is a low skill hero for, well, it's not a low skill hero, it's a hero that undoes a high skill action with a low skill action, and this is Resurrect. Pros don't care about any other of Mercy's mechanics really, it's just Resurrect that they don't like. You imagine being a pro, I know this is difficult, none of us are pros probably watching this, but imagine if you're a pro and you've got like the world's best accuracy on a McCree, on a Widowmaker or something like that, or any other hero, it doesn't matter, and you do something totally mind-blowing where you kill the enemy. And then another hero just walks by, presses one button, and that person is brought back to life. That's the problem with Resurrect. That's why the pros have got a bit of an issue with Resurrect. Well, I say a bit of an issue, it's a major issue. Although, I'm not obviously showing you guys this video in the video because probably IGN would have issues with that. There is a link to it in the description, you guys can go and check that and check it out. If you watch through it, it's only like a minute long or so. At the end of it, Chips, who plays for Dallas Fuel, does actually make a very good point. And he's the only pro I've seen do this. And a lot of people were going, oh, this is kind of like the PR, the Blizzard response, because what he says, and it actually makes sense, he says he wouldn't remove Mercy because Mercy brings a lot of people to Overwatch that wouldn't necessarily play the game, and that is the thing with Mercy. And the thing with Overwatch, Overwatch is not Counter-Strike. A lot of these pros, and they haven't come from Counter-Strike, but maybe they've come from Team Fortress 2 or other games like that. They live in a world where it is about raw skill. The supports for the teams in Overwatch League are amazing. I've played in a free-for-all with Shaz. Now, Shaz is one of the Western supports who plays in Overwatch League. He is ridiculous. Like, I cannot explain to you how good he is. And he's a Lucio player. Yet he annihilated me in free-for-all. Like, he just wrecked me. It was like a completely different level of play. So it's not a case of the professional support players are terrible, or, the other pros who play DPS look down on the other pros. That's not the case. Their problem is, when somebody gets killed, it's very easy to undo that action with a Resurrect. Anyway, let's go back to the idea of Mercy being great for the game, and this not being Counter-Strike, which, let's be honest, guys, it isn't. That's what makes Overwatch such a popular game. This is what makes it such a beautiful game. And this is why I play Overwatch. Yeah, I like playing the DPS heroes. That's cool, that's fine. Like I've said to you guys before, I can probably get to, like, I don't know, 4.2k at a push. Now, I must stress, this would be with lucky wins as well, playing DPS. After that, I can't play DPS. I'm nowhere near as good. I can tell the other DPS will destroy me. I don't know whether that's just age related or whatever. They are better than me. I then play other heroes. That's the key thing with Overwatch. You can play other heroes. You don't have to be this ridiculously fast, like pro level. I've got ultra accuracy, and that's why the pros often don't like heroes as much as other heroes, because they can see them as requiring less kind of skill in a traditional sense. But I don't think all pros are like that anyway. And the comments they were making on Mercy was more in line with, look, we just don't want the Resurrect ability. So all you guys out there thinking, oh my god, the pros hate Mercy. They don't hate her, they just think that she probably needs some changes. Anyway, Mercy is getting some changes fairly soon. So we know about all of the stuff which is on the PTR, or was on the PTR, all of those changes that are coming in for Mercy. So the most recent change will be she won't be able to refresh her Resurrect after when she pops Valkyrie. So if she reses and then pops Valkyrie, she doesn't get another Resurrect, which, is a pretty huge change. Anyway, let's talk about Hero 27 and what this could mean for the game. Because if we think about Mercy and the way the game is dominated by Mercy right now, and it kind of still will be dominated by Mercy to a point, even with that Resurrection nerf, because she still has Resurrect, and this is such a powerful ability. Because I think the easiest way to explain this is if you take everybody, if everybody's of the same skill level, right? It doesn't matter what rank you are and all of that stuff. You're all of exactly the same skill level. The support player who wants to play Anna should play Mercy. because Mercy has more value. Because what Mercy will do is she makes the fight a 7v6 if the other team don't have a Mercy. I mean, currently right now on live, she makes it an 8v6 when she uses Valkyrie. That will go away, but she still will be able to make it a 7v6. So she still is very, very strong, and it's just because of that Resurrect mechanic. Now, do I think Resurrect should go away? This is a problem. I kind of don't, because that's part of Mercy's kit, and I don't think Blizzard will ever remove Resurrection because, well, it's part of Mercy's kit. Like, why would you do this? And again, this is like a massive debate because you've got loads of different sides of the argument. You've got people who really like Mercy. You've got people kind of like me who I think I'm sort of like indifferent to Mercy in a way. Like, yes, I think Resurrect is annoying sometimes. I think she is too powerful at the moment, and I think they are looking at ways to sort of, you know, tone her down a little bit, but I still think she'll be fantastically usable and she'll still be an amazing hero. And then you've got people who just absolutely hate Mercy for some reason, I don't know. And then you've got the other people who think people who play Mercy are terrible players. And you know what I'll say to that? I can't play Mercy. I cannot play Mercy. Like, yeah, maybe I could at lower ranks, but I can't play it at my rank. I don't know where I should be. I've got terrible positioning. I go in and I res at the wrong times. It's very easy to sit there and watch a video back and go, oh yeah, you should do this with Mercy, you should do that with Mercy. I mean, hell, I can do it and overanalyze and say, why are you going in there? You should be hiding here. But when you're in the game, it's a completely different ball game. It is a very unique skill set, and that's kind of one of the issues with Mercy, right? It's just Mercy. If you play Mercy, it doesn't really apply to any other heroes, that skill set, sort of the way she plays. Anyway, let's talk about Hero 27. So, what could this be? Well, we know Jeff did say that it's going to be meta changing, but what does that mean? Does that mean we're going to get something which could potentially prevent resurrection or do things to prevent enemy ability usage in certain areas? Now, we've got Sombra, and she kind of does that already. She stops you using your abilities. What we don't have, though, is a hero which locks down areas and controls them. Now, this was a concept that I thought of a while ago, and it was sort of based on Splatoon. So if any of you guys have played Splatoon, you know, where you sort of spray the paint everywhere to sort of control your area. Imagine if there was a hero that did that had like a certain amount of, like, toxin or whatever they could spray down on the floor, and that would control that area. Now, there were some very interesting leaks a long time ago that were talking about heroes which can deploy certain types of structures. One of them was talking about a field sort of mechanism, like a laser sort of fence field thing, where you could put down these I mean, these might just be totally crap leaks because they were from 4chan, but they were from a while ago, from the golden age of leaks, let's say, ladies and gentlemen. But like a system where you put down like a fence post almost, and it creates an artificial barrier that the enemy team can't go through. There is the idea of a pet hero, so somebody who controls other, like, AI controlled minions that sort of spawn out and go forward, maybe like a hunter kind of thing, like from World of Warcraft, or if any of you guys played EverQuest, like a conjurer, EverQuest 2 that would be. So stuff like that. That could be ridiculously, like, awesome. But how would that be meta changing? See, the thing is, it might not be linked to Mercy. Like, Mercy is Mercy and that's fine. The only way they could change the meta in Overwatch right now would be to, I don't know, like, I honestly think it's going to be some sort of area denial hero. I think it's going to be something which will lock down an area, and that area will be very hard for you to go through. It could possibly be something which can change the map. Now, that might be completely ridiculous. If that's the case, that probably would be a supremely OP hero. But I think one thing's for sure, whatever this hero is going to be, it's going to be ridiculously... I mean, it's probably going to be completely out there and something we don't expect. Because when we look at the heroes we've got in the game right now, and we look at the heroes that we've already got, where do we go from here? I think it's a defensive hero. So if we run with that theory, it means that probably it's going to be something which constructs objects, builds things, has some sort of, maybe it could be like an engineer like Team Fortress 2, that type of thing. It could possibly be Sven, the evil Torbjorn, for want of a better word. There are a lot of different options here, but I think it'll be a defensive hero, and I think what it's going to do is augment its team in a defensive position, or lock down areas of the map where the enemy can't progress through, because that will change choke points, that will change... in fact, maybe it'll be a hybrid hero. That could be completely ridiculous. Imagine if it was something which could tank and also heal. I mean, that would be ridiculous. What that would mean for the game, I don't know. Whether that's something Blizzard would do, again, I don't know, because it might start making other heroes redundant, which I guess is for an entire other debate. When you start adding more heroes in, I think maybe we could have this debate this time next year, maybe, when we've got 3 more additional heroes in the game, and say, hey, what heroes are starting to become redundant now because we've got these other heroes that arguably do the job better than the older heroes. Anyway, let's go back to the idea of Mercy. Let's go back to the pros hating Mercy. Let's go back to where Mercy is going to go. Don't worry, guys, if you play Mercy. I don't think Mercy is going to see radical changes anymore. There will be sort of fine-tuning to Mercy. I think, hand over heart, when I think about Mercy, Resurrect, I don't think they should remove that. A lot of people probably will disagree with me and say, hey, they should stay, and that's fine. Disagree with me, that's cool. I think what they need to do, though, is just make her a little bit more killable. Like, she currently has arguably the best escape mechanic with Guardian Angel, and when she's using her Valkyrie, she's got a very small hitbox, and she's also got a very small hitbox anyway, so she's very difficult to hit, so she's very survivable. So I think if you sort of rein that in a little bit and made it a little bit easier to maybe just do damage to Mercy, that might be a little bit more balanced. But again, this is a very complex issue, guys, and I want you guys to let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. So, let me know what you think about the pros' reaction to Mercy. I think that was kind of expected, although Chips did give a very good answer in that, so go and check that video out if you haven't, but I did kind of explain that. And also Hero 27, could that affect the way Mercy works in some way, or could it be a type of area denial hero? But one thing's for sure, I do think it's going to be a defensive hero. Alright guys, I've been Stylosa, and this is Unit Lost, and this is my final video from my hotel room. I am now flying back to the UK. Hopefully my plane has got Wi-Fi, because if it hasn't, I'm going to go crazy, ladies and gentlemen. I'll catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.